Top jobs have now been distributed. What happens next?
Well, one of those jobs takes effect immediately. That is Antonio Costa, who will chair these summits of the 27 prime ministers and presidents. Then the job for Kallas, who will represent the EU's foreign policy positions, that's subject to confirmation hearings in the autumn by the European Parliament. And the reappointment of President von der Leyen is also subject to a confirmation vote by the European Parliament. She'll need a majority in a vote on the 17th of July in Strasbourg. The three centrist groups should give her enough in order to be confirmed. However, that's a secret ballot, and there's some concern that some members of those three centrist groups might secretly defect. So she may go to other groups for support, most likely the Greens, to try to make sure there's no risk that she doesn't survive that majority vote. Then following that, the European countries will nominate people to serve as commissioners in her cabinet. They will go through confirmation hearings in the autumn, and we'll get a final vote on the whole Commission College at the end of the year, and then the new term of lawmaking will start. Now, last night did not go off without a hitch. Far-right Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, voted against Costa and Kallas and abstained in the vote on von der Leyen. She's upset that her far-right ECR group, which came third in the European Parliament election earlier this month, becoming the third largest group in the Parliament, not only was not given any top job, but also she herself was excluded from the early negotiations negotiating this package. So she made her displeasure quite clear last night.
So as you said, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni didn't vote for von der Leyen. What are the implications of this?
Yeah, I mean, we saw this happen before. In 2014, the British Prime Minister David Cameron voted against Jean-Claude Juncker, along with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Viktor Orban again voted against, this time along with Meloni. And the implications were pretty stark there. Already, the UK was always kind of a peripheral country in the European Union, but this really solidified this. And Cameron's influence in Brussels really waned. And that had a big impact when he went and tried to do his renegotiation of the terms of the Britain's EU membership ahead of that 2016 referendum. There's some people who would go as far to say that that decision to vote against the Commission president and then be humiliatingly overruled by the other leaders was one of the factors that led to Brexit. Now, there's no possibility or indication at the moment that Italy is thinking about leaving the European Union. However, this will really damage Meloni's relationship with the other leaders, and particularly her relationship with von der Leyen, which has actually been quite good in the 2 years that she's been in office. Von der Leyen has really sought to make inroads with Meloni. So this could cause a lot of bad blood, and that is significant if Meloni's ECR group maintains its third largest position, which is currently under threat. That group is actually at risk of falling apart in the parliament because the Polish faction is pulling away. But if they remain as the third biggest group, Meloni is going to be quite a power player. ECR is going to be the main opposition party in the parliament. And if there's bad blood between von der Leyen and Meloni, that could spell trouble down the line.
Dave Keating, our correspondent in Brussels, thanks so much for your analysis.